Hello and welcome or welcome back to the allotment plot. It is the 27th of June and it's another beautiful day. Very hot again, very sunny, but there is still a bit of a wind. It's quite a comfortable temperature, to be fair, to do some stuff in, which is which is good. My plan for today is to get some broccolis into my brassica bed. I have some purple sprouting broccoli, which I bought from the garden centre, and the thing with broccolis, well, all brassicas really, is they absolutely need to be covered as soon as they have any leaves, because creatures love broccolis. Mine have been covered in aphids or like some kind of grey black fly thing, so I've had to literally wipe them off, and it's not very pleasant, but I need to protect them from those and also the cabbage white butterflies, because as soon as I got a single egg on them, they would be absolutely decimated. So I've been waiting before putting them in to have things that I can actually try and protect them with. So I'm going to try and do that today, get the broccolis in and get a sort of temporary cover onto them. And everything is just looking amazing in general around the plot. The bean bed behind me is so lush. The beans have got flowers on them. The courgettes have multiple courgettes on them, and the cosmos are doing lovely. The sweet peas are gorgeous as always. Everything just looks beautiful and lush and exciting. I'm so excited. Every time I come onto the plot now, something is bigger and different or new, and it's just great. It's just such a great feeling to see it at this stage, nearly 2 months in. So yeah, very happy. I am just going to get straight to it and get these broccolis in the ground. To protect my broccolis, I have got a grow tunnel, which I picked up at a DIY section of a general store. And essentially it's just a series of hoops and then netting, which I can put over the top. I haven't actually got it out yet to see what it looks like, so I'm just going to have a look and see how long it is, how wide it is, and that's what I can use to create a bit of a structure for the protection. But the net is actually, well, it's a net, so it still has holes in it, which green fly and black fly and stuff would still be able to get in. So to counter that, I have some kind of fleecing that was in a giant box, which I think was for shower screen, so it was protecting the glass, I suppose, and that hasn't got any holes in it, so I can drape that over the top, and hopefully that'll act as a really good barrier for aphids and black fly, and hopefully I'll be covering all my bases in terms of creatures that like to eat my brassicas. It's actually tiny. um, this is going to be no good for broccolis. I don't even think the broccolis as I have them now are going to fit under this. So this, originally I did buy this for strawberries, to be fair, and it will be ideal for strawberries because they don't grow up. So definitely strawberry protection. This is going to be no good for my broccolis in any way, shape or form. So I have a little bit of a conundrum. I do have the tops of an archway which I can use. However, I didn't bring a screwdriver to screw said archway together. I am so not prepared, and I thought I was, but I'm not, which is annoying. So I need to figure something out. Whoops. Such is my life. this is alright. I think this will work. I just need to figure out how to put the fleecing over the top. Now my concern is I don't have enough fleecing. This is not going as expected at all. I thought this would be a really easy job, and it's actually turned into a really complicated one. I only had 4 bits of these fleecing things, and I knew immediately that I just wasn't going to have enough to cover both the arches in the way that I wanted to, so I had to scrap that idea as well, which was really annoying. But since the strawberries are finished now, that left the frame free to bring over for the brassicas, and once again that actually worked so well. I am so pleased with that little frame. It's done so much work on the plot already, and the fact that it's just held together with some string is even more bizarre. I can't cover a huge amount of space with it, so I'm only putting in a few broccolis, but I think having a small amount will be better for me because I've never grown brassicas before, and I think they're going to be really difficult, so I don't want to put too many in one space, and hopefully these will be okay enough for me to look after and hopefully have some broccolis harvested in a few months. The straw has been doing an amazing job at keeping the weeds down and retaining moisture, so once again that goes into this bed, and I then put the cage over the top and secured the fleecing with bricks to stop it from flying away, and I also pegged it to itself so that there weren't any gaps for things like the cabbage white butterflies to fly in. And hopefully that's going to keep all the creatures, birds and rabbits and aphids and butterflies out. It bothers me a little bit how long that took me to do, but it's finally done, so that's good. I've got 7 broccolis in there, 7 purple sprouting broccolis, which means I still have 5 left, which I will pot up instead, and hopefully once I get a few bits of wood prepared, I can make a more permanent cover for the brassica bed and get all of the brassicas in, because I've also got a Brussels sprout, but for now this is fine. Everything is covered. It looks pretty solid. I don't think the wind can blow that sheet away because it's covered in bricks, so fingers crossed that is enough and these broccolis can actually start growing. It's only 21 degrees and I am struggling so much. I don't understand what is going on with this heat. I feel like it shouldn't be this hot, or that it is more than 21 degrees, but apparently it's only 21 degrees. Uh, um, I actually think I'm going to have to run away from the plot again, which is really annoying because I have lots to do and I just want to be here for like hours and hours at a time. But I just can't. I just can't be here for that long. I feel so disgusting already. It's not even midday. I'm hot and sweaty and uncomfortable. But I do have my brassicas in, or most of them, and I have a bit more of a understanding about what I need to do in order to make up the raised bed and the brassica cover. So the plan will be to eventually have all my raised beds built in the same way, and because I'm doing a rotation, the brassica net cover will fit every single bed that I have. So as I rotate the crops in the beds, the frame will also be rotated with it. So no matter which bed any of the brassicas go in, I'll always have a frame ready to put over the top. So that is the intention, and hopefully I will execute that this weekend, all being well. I won't be surprised if that takes a little bit longer than expected as well, because everything seems to take longer than I expect it to, which is fine. It's fine. It doesn't matter. It's all about the journey, not the destination. Oh God, it's just so hot.
I did have to come to the plot later in the evening when it had cooled down and give everything a really good water, and I had to water everything, so I was double watering, which looks like it looked really easy, but they were really, really heavy, and I had hoped that it would look a little bit more impressive, but it doesn't look that impressive at all. It just requires a lot of really good coordination. Despite the heat, everything is looking really good. It's looking so lush, and there's lots of green, lots of flowers, and lots of fruits happening, which has been so exciting to see.
It is entirely too hot to be here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I have a big to-do list and I really want to get a lot done today. I want to get it done. I don't want to have to keep running away from the plot because it's too hot. It's 26 degrees at the moment and it's going to get up to 30 at like 4, so good grief. I need to make a tomato frame because they are already overgrowing their canes, and so I need to get something a little bit more robust into place because the tomatoes are getting a little bit wonky. I have some leeks to go in, and I'm going to get those in with the broccolis. Also, I've noticed that the strawberries have actually started putting out their runners. So, what I can do is get a bunch of pots, fill them with a little bit of compost, put those in, get them rooted, and then once they're established, I'll be able to cut the runners off and have brand new little strawberry plants. And then when these guys are all completely finished, they are going to be relocated once again into the final spot for them. But that's not ready yet, so we'll get to that when they're ready. But I do have an area in mind, so that's going to be a project for the future. But I can start getting the runners into little nursery pots, which is not what I'm going to do today, but I have just noticed that I can get that done soon. Okay, let's get cracking.
For the tomato frame, I'm just using simple A-frame structure with the canes, and unfortunately, I didn't have enough, so I had to improvise a little bit, and I used a 3-pronged tool. I don't know what it originally was for, but it worked perfectly as one of the upright supports. I doubled up the horizontal canes in the middle so that it didn't sag with the weight of the tomatoes, and I just tied string around the tomato stems and attached it to the top so the tomatoes can grow upwards.
That actually looks really good. I'm really pleased with that. I'm not entirely sure the weird 3-pronged dealy is structurally sound, so I'll probably replace it with or at least reinforce it with a couple more canes, but my vision has been realised, so pretty happy with this. The tomatoes are now all tied up, and hopefully that will keep them growing up nice and straight and give them a little bit more support. I've already got flowers coming up as well, so I'm going to start getting some little tomatoes very soon. I planted out my purple sprouting broccolis yesterday, and I have a bit of space around the edge of this bed, so I am going to pop in some leeks, and these guys are good companions. The leeks will be stinky, so potentially will deter some creatures that would like to eat the brassicas, and so I'm going to fill this end of the bed with my leeks and see how I get on. They need to be about 10 centimeters apart because they obviously need to have room to grow in the ground and get fat.
In order to prepare the ground for leeks, you need to make some holes. Professional gardeners will use what's called a dibber, but I have a broken shovel handle and I have measured 20 centimetres so that I know how deep to make the hole, and I'm just using brute force to get that into the ground and create a nice big hole for the leeks to go into. This was really, really hard because the ground is so compacted and I'm basically using a blunt instrument, so it was really difficult to get it into the ground and create these holes, and it was also incredibly warm, so I was really struggling against this ground, and it took me about 20 minutes to make the holes, which quite frankly is extravagant.
Whoever started the rumour that gardening is an old lady granny hobby, you're wildly underestimating how hard it is to garden, or just how strong the grannies are. Either way, I have been misled. Oh my goodness me, that was exhausting. uh, I still need to get the leeks in. I haven't even finished. I am ready for a coffee. I gotta get these leeks in so I can go and have a drink, because goodness me, that was tough.
Each hole will be for one leek, so I'm plopping in my little leeks, and then I'm going to do a method which is called puddling in. So I fill the hole with water, I don't backfill with the soil, and that's just going to hopefully encourage the leeks to grow and fill the size of the hole, and we'll see what happens. I've never grown leeks before, but I have it on good authority that this is the way to do it. I've just noticed the purple emperor nasturtiums have flowered, and I don't love them. I wouldn't call this purple, and it looks like there's something wrong with it. And then there's another one which also looks like there's something not quite right. They're supposed to be like a really deep royal purple, and neither of these are that. I don't know if there's something wrong with these plants. They look a bit squiggly, or if the conditions are not quite right. I'm not sure. They don't look how I expected them to, so I am a little bit disappointed. So I'll wait and see how the other ones look when they come out. But yeah, I've been really excited to see these coming out, and yeah, I'm not thrilled, but never mind. Sweet pea's looking fantastic though, once again. The poppy display is well and truly over, and now all of the poppy heads have gone to seed. I think poppy seeds are so interesting. I really loved looking at them. They're just such a fun structure. But each of those heads holds about 1,000,000 seeds, and so I really needed to get them up in order to reduce the amount of seeds that were going to fall onto the plot. I definitely left this too long, but it has been far too hot to do this job, and I'm doing it all by hand, so it needed a cooler day. I waited for some cloud to come over, and I just cleared almost all of this area, and I left quite a lot of the stalks for the creatures, so there are still loads and loads of bugs in here. There's heaps of grasshoppers and ladybirds, so I've left a lot of stems for them to continue living in, but I just needed to take the tops off where all the seeds are, and I hopefully will have prevented a large number of seeds from falling onto the ground, but there's still going to be absolutely millions. I'll be definitely getting poppies again next year, there's absolutely no doubt about that. You can see how many poppy seeds are just in this bag alone. All of that black is poppy seeds, and they are tiny, absolutely minuscule. So genuinely, when I say millions, I am not over exaggerating like I normally do. It's actually millions. I cleared a really good chunk. I only left a very small patch right in the middle, and I was seeing all of the grasshoppers in their beautiful colours. They are so vibrant now, and I just absolutely loved watching them jump around. I think they're so interesting and actually quite cute when you think about it. It's a shame to think now that my poppy field is in that bag, but it definitely had passed its best, and I'm ready and excited now to get this area prepared for more growing. Using the shears gave me a blister, so that was the end of my gardening for the week. I did harvest a few courgettes though, which was very, very exciting. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next allotment vlog update. Until then, stay calm and carry on growing. Bye!